What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy SnowyKurama, and I am your coach of the Season 5 Chicago White Sox of the BRL, or Breedables Royal League, if you like the big words. And today we are against the Houston Tyrantrums for our Week 2 match. So if you guys are hyped and excited for the new video, the new battle, the new league, what have you, press that like, hit that subscribe if you would like to. Helps me make videos, helps me stay motivated, and I love doing this, and I hope all of you at home like it as well. So without further ado, let's get into what they are packing. We got Garchomp, Mega Venusaur, Togekiss, Bronzong, Vaporeon, Scrafty, Chandelure, Cryogonal, Vikavolt, Zangoose, and Floatzel. Now, this league is very interesting because of no legendaries, and that makes room for Pokemon that I would never ever see, which includes Floatzel, Zangoose, and up until recently, Cryogonal. So I'm not exactly 100% what these guys do outside of damage calcs, but it kind of seems like you do Toxic Boost hitting things, you're kind of a band user. You have also priority as well, you're a spinner defogger with the chonky Spadef stat, but, you know, this team is kind of scary. I've got ways to deal with it though, as we always should, so I have not much to say about this one like I do with WPF. Sorry about that, but we're just going to go ahead and get into my team. Where is it? There you are. Silly goose hiding from me. We have the button presser, our Galarian Darmanitan with Zen mode this time. I know last time we used our built-in choice band, but this time we're going Zen mode Salicberry with sub Belly Drum, Brick Break, and Rock Slide. Brick Break and Rock Slide basically have really good coverage against my opponent's entire team. We have Brick Break knocking out Garchomp. Mega Venusaur takes a good 75 max from these moves, so we'll have to whittle that thing down a bit, or get rid of it entirely, which would be nice. Togekiss takes a little that kills, you know, with Rock Slide, it's gone. Vaporeon takes I think a hit or two, but can't really do too much back to me, I don't think. Well, we turn into a fire type along with ice, so I think it does, but I mean, whittling that thing down or getting rid of it would be ideal. Scrafty takes a lot, Chandelure takes a lot from Rock Slide, and Scrafty, Brick Break, of course. Cryogonal, doesn't matter. Vikavolt takes... It dies from Rock Slide, Zangoose dies from Brick Break, and Floatzel dies from, I believe, Brick Break. I think. So he doesn't have a lot of priority on his team, save Floatzel. So we're pretty much almost guaranteed to have our sub Belly Drum come off. And this thing, it's just great. We have enough speed in here to outspeed a Scarf Chandelure because that thing gets Infiltrator, and that would not be good for our Belly Drum behind a sub with you know, Zen mode, because we have half of our HP, probably a quarter of our HP hopefully, and yeah, it would be nice to get rid of that. But we do outspeed with our Salicberry at 285 speed, and we have enough HP, or enough EVs left over to go ahead and toss it all into attack, and then have an even number for our HP so that we can go ahead and be at take 75% between the sub and the Belly Drum and be able to do the work. Up next we have Ella's Demon, our Alolan Muk with the Papa Berry, Gluttony. Yeah, Gluttony is what we want, my bad. We are a Spadef set with Curse, Recycle, Knockoff, and Poison Jab. Gluttony lets us eat our berry early, and Recycle lets us get it back. And then we can just go ahead and Curse up against things, knock off for items, and then Poison Jab. I thought about running Pursuit on this thing for Chandelure, but I mean, this thing switches in on Chandelure just fine. Plus we can knock off items on my opponent's team so that they can't have them, which would be very, very useful. And Poison Jab, you know, they have Togekiss, so there's that. Plus, it's not bad for stab. Up next, we have Havoc, our Rotom Heat with the Heavy Duty Boots. This is a defensive set for Overheat and Pain Split, Defog, and Volt Switch. We want Volt Switch because he's got a lot of weaknesses to Electric. And not as... Oh, there's the Garchomp. That's right, he's got one ground type. But other than that, we pretty much Volt Switch on everything on his team. Defog is needed, of course, for our Darmanitan. We cannot have rocks if we want to toss that guy in. Otherwise, we will not be able to belly drum and do our thing. Well, he has a Vikavolt and a Bronzong. They both don't appreciate fire moves. Of course, it depends on what the Bronzong is, but if Bronzong's heat-proof, we have ground moves on the team, so we'll be fine. Plus, we have a Muk, so whatever. And that's about it for Rotom. We have the boot so that we don't take damage from coming in. Pain Split is so that we can whittle away at our opponent while also healing us at the same time, of course. And that's our Rotom. Up next is Agent Sploosh, our Inteleon. We have the Choice Specs, Torrent, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Air Slash, and Scald. We have enough speed in here to outspeed his strongest Pokemon, or fastest Pokemon in Floatzel at 363. He gets up to 361. And then we toss the rest of it in HP that we didn't already put in special attack. This thing OHKOs Garchomp easily, as well as does quite a bit to Togekiss, 2-hit KOing it even if it is max HP, max Spadef, and Calm. We have the Air Slash for the Venusaur if he just happens to switch on it. Scald would be nice so that we could burn the Scrafty or the Garchomp, but we also have Ice Beam for the Garchomp, so... Also, this thing doesn't have a lot of special attacks, so why not put on Scald? Maybe get a burn, maybe not. And also, you know, for the Chandelure, this thing kind of topples that thing. And that's about it for Inteleon. We have to watch out for Cryogonal's... What's that move? Freeze Dry. But I mean, we have Rotom for it, and Ellis Demon for it, so I think we'll be okay. We need rocks on the team, of course, so we have Full Metal, our Mega Aggron with Stealth Rock, Counter, Heavy Slam, and Earthquake. Counter here takes out the Scrafty, even if it's a Dragon Dance set at +2, we have enough defense and HP to counter back at it, and we'll be left at about 7 HP, even at max, so that we could come in on rocks at 1 HP from a Healing Wish from our last team member. Heavy Slam is good for Togekiss, as well as Cryogonal, and then Earthquake is just a nice move for the Chandelure if it wants to come in. And is, you know, ground type moves are pretty nice to have on the team. So that is our Aggron. I'm hoping that it works out as well as I'm thinking, or as well as I'm hoping. Counter is a game that I'm not used to playing, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Last but not least is Silverblood, our Rapidash, Galarian Rapidash with the Choice Scarf. Pastel Veil, of course, because I think it's better than the other abilities. It's what? Anticipation and Runaway? Yeah. We got Play Rough, Zen Headbutt, High Horsepower, and Healing Wish. This is the move that's going to help us revive our Aggron, or potentially our Darmanitan if there's no way for us to get rid of rocks. Play Rough is a nice stab fairy move that helps us get rid of the Garchomp. I think it does like 75, unfortunately, because of its piss poor attack stat at 100. Also, our stab moves are nice against Togekiss, as it just does damage. Scrafty would not like a Play Rough, and that's what this thing is mainly for. We outspeed a +2 speed Dragon Dancing Scrafty with our speed right here. And we also outspeed basically everything on his team, with the exception of maybe a Scarfed Floatzel and Scarfed Garchomp, Cryogonal, but we outspeed everything else besides those three, so that's just fine. Zen Headbutt is for the Venusaur, of course. We need a way to get rid of the Venusaur. We also have High Horsepower for the Chandelure and the Bronzong, depending on the the ability that it has. And that looks to be it. Healing Wish, I already explained that it helps with the Aggron. So yeah, I'm hoping that this team does as well as I'm thinking it is. Getting really good at recording these things prior, even though it's only been for a week for 2 leagues. But I'll see you in a bit for the battle. Stay tuned. And welcome back for the battle. We see Garchomp, Bronzong, Vaporeon, Mega Venusaur, Chandelure, and Zangoose. So I was really expecting the Togekiss here because Togekiss is annoying, and I prepped heavily for Scrafty, if you remember from the first part, of course. Again, just like with WPF, this was recorded like a week after, so yeah, maybe 2. I don't really know the timeline. No Cryogonal here, which is great to see because week 2 of WPF, I was super duper annoyed by the freaking Cryogonal. And no Floatzel either, so that's really nice. And the Vikavolt could have been annoying for webs. But another Chandelure is here, just like in WPF, the most recent week that I did. So, not fun. I at least can remember how to get around that. So let's just go ahead and see how we do here. I go off with Inteleon, thinking that he might lead off with Garchomp to get up some rocks, which is exactly what he did. So I just went ahead and attacked right into what was in front of me, and did some damage to the Vaporeon, which is not that bad because I can go ahead and see what type of set that the Vaporeon was. I believe that I concluded that it was more on the physically defensive side. So I just go out into my LS Demon to try to get rid of its item and to maybe curse up and such. He Scalds here, which does just about nothing because I'm specially defensive. He goes out into his Venusaur, which was a very good play for the knockoff. I go out to Rotom so that I can, do some overheat damage. I think overheat does more than my Thunderbolt. I don't even remember. Did I have Thunderbolt? I'm very sorry for this unprofessionalism, but again, this happened a while ago. I think I'm my usual Defog Willow, overheat, Volt Switch, whatever, on this Rotom. So he Leech Seeds here, misses. I think I Volt Switched, yeah, just in case that this thing came out. And then Muk is here, and I think I just knock off because, it's this freaking Chandelure in front of me. I go ahead and hit a crit on the Venusaur, which is really nice to see. I'm scared of this Venusaur as I've seen it being able to stall out things before, but I just go ahead and curse anyway, just to do some more damage with my knockoff. He Earth Powers here, which did a lot of damage, but I get my berry right there and then. I believe I just Poison Jabbed, yep. And then I think I recycled here. Nope, I actually went out to my Rotom to do, on the Earth Power, because of course the Earth Power is coming. And an overheat would not be fun. Goes up to the Bronzong here. I Volt Switch though because I'm not trying to chance it with a Chandelure. I go out into Muk again because this thing would not appreciate a knockoff. He goes out into his Garchomp. I just got back the berry because I was pretty sure he's going to switch. Rotom comes back out here just to get off a Willow, I'm sure, or, Earthquake, again, calling all these ground moves. Goes out to Chandelure. For whatever reason, I go out to my Aggron, and then I Mega Evolve and click Earthquake because it turns out this thing is not going to do a lot to me. With the Flame Charge, I didn't know this thing was carrying Flame Charge or even why they clicked it, but here it is. Goes out to Ivysaur here. I believe I switch. Nope, they actually just miss a Leech Seed, which is crazy. I get off my rocks so that I can do some residual. I go out to my Inteleon. I think sacking it maybe. I couldn't tell you why I went Inteleon. But I go out to Rotom, making more sense. Giga Drain does about nothing to me, and I want to say I Volt here. Nope, I overheat. Oh yeah, because the Chandelure's gone, duh. So overheat did a lot more than my Volt Switch ever did. Of course, misses the Leech Seed. My opponent is really just not having good luck with the Leech Seed. Goes out to Bronzong. I think I just Volt out of there. Probably going out into, my Muk to try to knock it off. Goes out into Ivysaur. And I knock it off, doing about half to it, which is just an easy another half that I can do on the next turn. So that's a dead Venusaur. We are up 6-4. Things are looking nice for us. Goes out to the Garchomp. I want to say that I just sacked this thing, but they used Rock Slide instead, probably expecting my Rotom, which I think is a pretty good play because I think I went Rotom the last time. But I didn't see a big need for my Muk at this point, so I just wanted to get rid of the item that was on this thing. I found that to be more, you know, getting more out of that than trying to switch up to something else. We see that it's rough skin, and we get rid of the scarf, which is really, really good for my Inteleon. I just go aggro here to take some damage. And I kind of misplayed here a little bit. They used Earthquake. I should have used Counter here because they did 34. I would have done 68 back, and they were at like 62 or something. So that would have been a dead Garchomp, and I would not have had a low Mega Aggron. But it is what it is. We go 1 for 1. It's now 5-3, my bad. Things are looking pretty decent. My Inteleon's purpose is no longer really being served since it was here for the Garchomp, but that's okay. I go out to Rotom on their Bronzong. I go ahead and Volt Switch out into my Darmanitan, thinking that this was now the perfect time to go ahead and try to set up, because I was figuring that they would go for Rocks on that turn. So I subbed up. Unfortunately, they Gyro Ball and got rid of my sub, which is very unfortunate. I go out to my Rotom to try to get rid of the Rocks, I believe. He pressed me though. Overheat, went ahead and killed the Bronzong through the Akaberry, which is nice. And then they go out to their Vaporeon, which can take up any type of hit that I don't want to deal, really. I Volt Switch on out of there, because what's this thing going to do to him? I'm in range of the Scald at this point. I choose to sack off my Muk since it's already so low. I believe they just go first and Scald me, and that's it. Yep. And I don't even, what did I go next? I believe at this point I was thinking this is kind of it, because this Vaporeon is just gonna sit here and be a big thick boy and take up every one of my attacks. My Rapidash is doing nothing to this thing, as you can see. So I decided to go ahead and go out to my Inteleon. I think I'm trying to get some residual off of it or something. Maybe even trying to flinch it out. But as you can see, the flinches aren't exactly going the way they're supposed to in this game of stupid luck. It's just crazy. We keep on air slashing just so I can do residual. As I said earlier, this thing didn't have much of a role anyway. He scalded me right there, and that's a dead Rotom. As you can see, this is kind of where everything goes downhill. Darmanitan comes out, and this is where I did some more brain farts. I completely forgot that you needed... How do I want to word this? On a perfect day with this team, the 4 in HP would have let me have more HP to go ahead and live attacks and such. Or at least it would have been perfect for my substitute. So I was at 50% here. I should have been at 51 just in case. Because of the belly drum, I thought, okay, maybe I can just set up here and be okay. Or at least I can try. Maybe they'll protect on it. But no, Scald takes us down to 4, burns us. We get our Salac Berry, and we don't get our form because I think it happens after the end of the turn. So yeah, this is... We got our flinch here, but this is exactly how the game goes. Vaporeon just stalls out the rest of my team, which is just 2 members that aren't going to do any damage to it, and that's the whole game. We can just press the hyper fast button. You can see me doing absolutely nothing to this thing. He'll just stall me out. And that's the game. So great game to Ivysaur Gaming. I regret not prepping for this Vaporeon better. I thought that the sheer power of my Zen mode Darm was going to be able to win it out for me, as it was earlier at a good percentage for me to take it out with a +6 Brook Break. But this is just how it happens sometimes. That's what you get for having your electric type being weak to water, or neutral, or however it is with Rotom. I don't really remember. It's either weak or neutral. And when you don't bring your grass type. So yeah, that puts us at 1-1 in the league. Kind of sucks that we can't get a win streak, but it is what it is. So thank you all for watching. If you would like to like this video, please go ahead and do that. It really helps and supports the channel. Hit that subscribe if you want some more SnowyKurama goodness, WPF and BRL coming at ya. And with all that being said and more, this has been your boy, SnowyKurama. See you in the next video. Goodbye.